Hi, everyone. Another week of coronavirus. Hope you are staying as sane as you can. While you are home, a great way to bone up on your acting skills is to check out any of the playlists and dozens of free videos that I have on the Clouds and a Waffle YouTube channel. So if you're not already subscribed, you should, because this is the time to sit at home and get free, completely free, really good advice from a great acting coach with a lot of different topics that are covered. So today I was thinking about when I work with actors privately and I'm coaching them through their monologue auditions. And when we get to the part where we stage the monologue, and by that I mean just some simple movement, I often find that they struggle with movement. And so I was thinking today that we should cover some points about movement, and not just for the actor, but also for the aspiring and or amateur director. So if you direct or want to direct productions at your school, maybe you're a teacher, or at your community theater, this is stuff that you should know. So let's just get started with a couple of tips. Going to try and keep this pretty quick and simple today. So the first point that I want to make is this: all movement is always towards something or away from something. That may seem simple, but as an actor, it will really help you to justify movement. You might get movement that makes no sense to you. And so the director tells you, get up and cross on this line, and you get up and you cross on that line, and it always feels weird, and that means it probably looks weird. However, you need to do what the director is telling you to do. So think about your movement as being towards someone or something, or away from someone or something. Don't just get up and cross. Give yourself a reason. And I have said to actors sometimes, if you can find no other reason to get up and walk away, then think that maybe somebody did something. Maybe something, maybe somebody, burped and it's nasty and you want to just get away from that. It will give you purpose. When you get up and cross because the director told you to, give yourself in your mind, for your character, something that just happened that made your character either have to walk away from where he or she was or get towards some other place in the room. It's simple, and it will work, and it will give you purpose, I promise. Let's just flip that switch for a second and go to the director. If you are a director and you block a show so that it has interesting movement, it's the first thing that you do when you first get started in rehearsals, you're making a mistake, because movement is always, as I just was telling the actors, justified. Characters get up to perhaps establish status over someone they're having a conflict with, or they sit down to retreat from something, or again, they go towards or away from something. If you as the director haven't crafted that clear vision of what is happening on the stage, who these characters are, what their interplays are, the relationships between them, when are they trying to establish status, and I don't mean status like you buy gold jewelry. I mean status in terms of status indicators, when we're trying to have a higher position and when we're trying to relinquish power or position, which is not necessarily a bad thing. We do that regularly all the time. Think about a man and a woman, a young man and a woman flirting in a bar. Very often you'll see the woman take on a lot of lower status indicators because she wants to give him the ability to be the man. There's nothing wrong with that. We accept those all the time, and you need to accept them on stage as well. But you need to know that they exist for your characters on stage before you can assign movement. So don't start blocking. Let your characters just move around, see if something natural happens. You'll find it, but it must be purposeful. It must serve not just the story, but the characters, their relationships, and the moments, especially in their conflicts. So think about that as a director. And let me add one other thing to that. Sometimes directors who ask me for coaching as a director, especially again if they're starting out or they do a lot of community theater, if I've seen something that they've done, I might say, well, why did you block that movement there? And they'll say, oh, people were sitting still for a long time and I wanted to keep it interesting for the audience. People getting up and moving, walking across the stage, it's not really all that interesting. If the text, the story, the vision isn't engaging the audience, moving your characters like chess pieces on a chessboard is not going to make it any more interesting. Don't think of it that way. Do not rely on it. Rely on the story. Trust the text. Give your actors a clear sense of who they are and what they're doing and why they're doing it. And you can let there be as much stillness as makes sense to have. The stillness also tells the story. So, for actors and directors, understand why you're moving. There always must be purpose to it. It cannot just be willy-nilly. Justify it if you're the actor. Think it out if you're the director. And if you need help with any of these things, be in touch with me. We can schedule a session. If you're not aware of this, I have offered a half-price coaching fee for the entire time that we are home with coronavirus. So schedule a session with me, and we can work through some of these things that you have, some of these issues that you're dealing with, and watch the videos. They're free. There's so many of them. They're super helpful. Watch them, subscribe, share them with a friend, and comment about them, and look for another one in 2 weeks because I post new vlogs every other Friday on this channel. Take care of yourself, be safe, and I will be back in 2 weeks. Hope to see you maybe in between for our own private session.